Chisanga Malata of the Sun here with a man who needs no introduction to boxing fans and mixed martial arts fans. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only, Dyah Davis. Dyah, how are you doing?
Doing very good today, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. As I said before we started recording, thank you very much for the time. I really do appreciate it. You've fit me into your schedule, so I'm very grateful.
You got it, man.
Okay, so we're just a couple weeks, in fact, 2 weeks away from UFC 264, where Dustin Poirier will rematch Conor McGregor, in fact, in a trilogy fight. How has training camp for this fight been so far?
Training camp has actually been marvelous, man. This is the best DP. I think just the best version of DP that the audience members will see. Honestly, training camp has been going really good. He's doing fantastic in sparring. He's very coachable. He's receiving things better for this fight than he ever has before in the past. So I'm really looking forward to July 10th to put his full display of skills on set for everyone.
And what in particular has made you think that this is the best version of Dustin Poirier that you've seen? Because you've been working with Dustin for a long time. A lot of people aren't too familiar with how long you've been working with him, but it has been a long time.
Yeah, that's been since 2012. So
yeah,
quite a bit, 10 years, close to 10 years. But yeah, like I said, I mean, as far as like the quality of opposition that we've had for sparring for him, like he's doing things great defensively that I've never seen him done before. Offensively, he's countering. He's just doing a lot of good stuff in here, man. And I'm really think he's gonna put it together come fight night. Not that he hasn't before, but again, the best version that I've seen from him thus far.
And you talk about putting it together. He put it together well and truly in Abu Dhabi. Put on a masterclass with the low calf kick, and then obviously his boxing was on point. How would you assess that performance overall, and where would you rank it in Dustin's best performances?
Let's see. As far as best performances, he's had great. He's always had great performances. A Holloway fight, the second Eddie Alvarez fight, the Gaethje fight. They've all been great performances. And he's always had to come back from some sort of adversity. Not so much in the Conor fight. I think maybe the first round was close. He got tagged a little bit there, but nothing to where it was like, nothing alarming to where as we thought, we're down so much that maybe later in the fight that, we're going to need a knockout. Like again, he got tagged a little bit in the first round. And I just call that just another fighter keeping you honest, letting you know that you're in a fight. As far as ranking, obviously because of the magnitude and stature that Conor holds, it's a great, significant win. But, the Eddie Alvarez fight, the Max Holloway fight, the Gaethje fight, those rank up there very highly as well.
No, that's very true. And you came up with a great game plan. You alluded to something special being in the pipeline when we spoke at the pre-fight press conference, and lo and behold, that turned out to be the calf kick game plan. But how are you how things going to be different this time now that Conor will be wary of the low calf kick?
Well, you know what? Honestly, it's a fight, and with that being said, the calf kick wasn't, to be honest with you, it wasn't in our game plan. It's something that was available to him in the fight, and that's the greatness of Dustin, realizing that this is a weakness. Let me attack this weakness until something changes, and if something changes, then obviously you have to elude to something else. But the calf kick was available for him. It was working for him. So why go away from something that's working for you in the fight? And I think that was the game plan. Once plan A starts to fail, then we'll move on to plan B. If plan B starts to fail, then we'll move on to plan C, so on and so forth.
And a lot has been made about, Conor's been vocal. He's been saying that, I'll be adopting a different approach. I'll be ready for the calf kick. How much has that affected your preparations? And are you expecting a completely different Conor, like maybe the Conor that, not close to the Conor that you fought in 2014, but something close to that?
I mean, I think we're expecting a different Conor, and we're hoping for a different Conor. I hope that, that he's went back and done his homework to realize that I need to strengthen my game. I need to bring a better me coming forward in this next fight. And we're hoping for that. We want a good competitive fight. That's what we're looking for. That again, brings out the best Dustin Poirier. Like he does well with adversity. You know, a lot of times if you're in there and you're beating a guy, you can get complacent and end up getting caught with something unwillingly. You know, just because you feel like you're ahead in the fight. You can get, like I said, you can get complacent. You can get complacent with walking away with an easy victory, knowing that, you know, you maybe walk out of there with a decision and not necessarily have to go for the knockout. But, you know, he thrives better on a ready and game opponent.
And do you think 6 months is enough time to make the requisite adjustments for Conor? Because, I mean, he's been adopting a heavier stance for quite a while now, but you can't just change from that and go back to bouncing karate style the whole entire time.
Right. I think we'll see remnants of that Conor, you know, the bouncing karate style. You know, maybe he did realize, you know, after suffering a TKO or a knockout, I'm going to call that a knockout victory because he was pretty much on airplane mode for a little bit. You know, I think he's going to try to go back to some of the things that worked for him early on. But again, that's 2014. You know, that's 7 years in the past. You know, like you know, as you age, you don't really get that springiness back. You know, you may have some of it for a round and a half, but you know, we've got some things that we've been working on too. So, you know, you can't expect to see the same Dustin as well.
And obviously, Dustin Poirier as well completely changed after that night in Abu Dhabi. And it seems that he's only just getting the respect that he deserves from the casual mixed martial arts audience. How happy for you, for somebody that's been with him through basically the entire UFC journey, how happy are you to see that he's getting his just dues?
Well, I think he's always gotten the respect that he deserves. You know, because of the magnitude of the fight, it put the fight on like a bigger scale, so to speak. So yes, I mean, yes, he's deservingly, he's getting everything that he should have gotten years ago. And I think he's only getting better, man. I think, you know, the best is still yet to come. You know, I think people will get a taste. They'll get a taste of what he's really, really capable of come July 10th.
And one thing I wanted to talk to you about, obviously, boxing runs through your veins, through your family blood. What's your thoughts on the current state of boxing and everything that's going on? Because I peeped you at the Mayweather Logan Paul press conference, and I think there was, just before it all kicked off, there was just a video of you just getting out of the way of the of the ruckus. What's your thoughts on the way boxing is nowadays? Because I mean, it's completely different to when your father was competing, and even when you were competing yourself.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of things have changed in the last 3, 5, 10 years for sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like, I mean, for example, you know, I've been asked this question quite a bit. My thoughts on the Floyd Mayweather's fighting the YouTubers and you know, TikTokers versus YouTubers and so on and so forth. I honestly think it's not bad for boxing. You know, I think that the pure enthusiasts know what it is. They know what they're looking at when they see a YouTuber versus Floyd Mayweather or Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Like you understand that this is solely for entertainment-based purposes. Now, you look at someone like Jake Paul, who's actually really looking to pursue and fight some, you know, different top-tier fighters. And I think rightfully so, for the type of money that he's making, he should be fighting, you know, some more dangerous guys. But I think the enthusiast recognizes the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight, for example, as purely entertainment based. I mean, Floyd Mayweather's given us 20 plus years of great fights.
Yeah, true.
18 world championship belts won and defended, and I think the enthusiast recognizes that. And you know, somebody like Floyd Mayweather, somebody of that stature, and you know, blood, sweat, and tears gave us his all at 44 years old now. I don't see anything wrong with, you know, him versus a YouTuber. You know, like, why not? You know, the guy deserves it.
No, that's fair enough. And we talked about Dustin finally getting his props, but after that win, it seemed that a lot of people were giving your props as well. And you're not somebody who craves the limelight. You don't see yourself doing many interviews, but how did it feel that people were holding you in high regard and attributing Dustin's win to the skills that you guys have honed over the last few years?
Well, the credit it can't go to me alone. The credit definitely goes to Thiago Alves, who definitely was a big instrumental part in those low calf kicks. I don't teach Dustin kicks. Every now and then I throw a kick at him, and he defends it, which is things that I have to learn working with it, mixed martial artists as well. I definitely have to show some of the things that they may see in a fight. So if we got somebody who, like Khabib, for example, obviously I'm not going in for a takedown, but I would act as if I was shooting in for a takedown after Dustin throws punches. So we all play our own role in, his band. We are his instruments and helping him make sure that he has a masterful performance. So Mike Brown, he does his part with MMA and wrestling. Thiago obviously does his part with kickboxing and facilitating the kicks. And I do my thing with the boxing and his movement and his defense. So we all play major keys in getting it done for DP.
And as I said, you don't do that many interviews, and so subsequently, people might not know your oranges and how you go into mixed martial arts. Can you explain to the viewers who will be watching this how your journey into mixed martial arts started? Because if memory serves me correctly, your father was a boxing director at ATT to begin with.
Yeah, that's correct. So my dad was the head striking coach at American Top Team from 2003 till about 2010. In 2010, he started his own mixed martial arts fight promotions. It was called Fight Time Promotions. And I was honestly just coming off the biggest win of my career. I had beat an undefeated guy by the name of Marcus Johnson, who was 20-0 with 17 knockouts. And my dad was letting me know that he was going to be leaving Top Team and starting his own mixed martial arts promotional company. And he asked me if I would be interested in coaching. And I'm like, Dad, I just won the biggest fight of my career. Like, I don't need the money. I'm getting ready to possibly really, really approach some big money and, possibly start him, He's like, yeah, son, I get it. It sounds good, but you're not going to be fighting forever. And it's not a bad idea to earn some supplemental income when you're not fighting, when you're not in training camp. I'm like, yeah, I guess you got a point. So I took the role of coaching as supplemental income. Come to find out, I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it just as much as fighting and winning fights of my own. Like when my guy went out and performed and done well and they won, I felt like I won as well. The only difference was I wasn't on the receiving end. I didn't take any punches or any kicks. I wasn't bleeding walking out of that cage or the ring. So I've definitely grown to love it.
All right, and
so that's how it came about, honestly.
And you've since branched out, and if memory serves me correctly, you've got your own gym now in Boca Raton, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm actually in my gym right now.
All right. Do you want to give a shout out, a plug to it, so the viewers who are in the Boca Raton area can find it?
Sure. I have a gym located in Boca Raton, Florida. It's called Boca Boxing District, and we're a class-based gym. We had 3 classes today. We got a couple more this evening, and you can find me on Boca Boxing District on Instagram. You can definitely Google and find our address and stop in any time. The first class is free.
All right, sounds great. And this is going to be my final question. I really do appreciate the time, as always, Dyah. How do you foresee Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor 3 playing out?
So initially, I said he would stop Conor in the 3rd round, right? Dude, he's looking so good right now, man. If Conor gets out of his first, maybe 2nd round stoppage, but definitely we come out victorious in the third fight in the trilogy, no doubt about it.
All right, Dyah Davis, thank you very much for the time today. I really do appreciate it. Take care and have a great weekend, and see you in Vegas.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. Bless.
Take care. Thank you.